Okay, Reggie, I was looking through this document that Keefe D filed, this motion to dismiss, and I noticed it included interviews, that you talked about earlier in the segment, but it included interviews that he did in, '98 and later. And then one in 1998, I'm not familiar with this, and I don't know if it's true or not, so I just wanted to get your thoughts. It says that he denied being the leader of the Southside Compton Crips and that Darnell Brim, who was arrested recently, was the leader. This is according to Keefe D. Was that accurate at the time, or was he just throwing people under the bus?
You know what? I hate, because y'all tear me up, because I'm the cop, the ex-cop. I haven't been a cop in 30 years, but whatever, okay. Once a cop, always a cop, right? I know how y'all say that. But I got a dude that's from Compton that I be listening to on YouTube every at least Tuesday or Wednesday night, right? Do a great job. And I'm telling y'all, him and my boy Brian, if they don't know somebody, if I need to get to know somebody, one of these two know those people. That's mainly street people or gangsters. Y'all know I don't like to call nobody gang members. I call everybody gangsters. And so Professor Melly Mel, y'all know the hood postman, right? We'll get him on the phone right quick. Let him just say what he can. Y'all got to understand. Guys don't like throwing people under the bus and all of that unless they motherfucker or child and all that. But I'm going to see what Melly Mel will tell her and get his perception regarding that statement. Because I know Darnell Brim real well. My mama, my daddy, mama, and all of them grew up with his mama in the Imperial Courts housing projects. So me and Darnell Brim was almost like family. But let me get the hood postman on, and then, John, we can go deeper into this. Because, man, I'm telling y'all, that goddamn Keefe D laid out some L.A. County powerful dudes in that proffer session that he did with the U.S. Attorney. And so let me get Professor Mel.
Reggie, ever since this Diddy story broke and we've been covering it ongoing, it reminds me how important it is to have a good lawyer on your team. An injury could bring you millions and change your life forever, but you have to have the right team on your side. That's why I'm proud to present Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. They have over 1,000 attorneys working in all 50 states, so when you're seriously injured, your injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan don't just settle for the lowball offers. They fight for every dollar you deserve if you become their client. They just recently achieved some significant verdicts for their clients. $12 million in Florida, which is 34 times the highest insurance offer, and $26 million in Philadelphia, which was 40 times the highest insurance offer. With Morgan & Morgan, there's no upfront cost, and the fee is actually free unless you win. It only takes a few minutes to see if you have a case, and you can do so from the comfort of your home. If you've ever been seriously injured, your case could be worth millions, and you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. It's easy to start your claim now. You can go to forthepeople.com/bomb or scan the QR code in the corner with your phone's camera.
Melly Mel.
Yes, sir. What's going on, Reggie? How's it going?
Oh, man. I'm good. I got my boy John on the phone.
Up this morning, man. You got time now. You just got time to cook today.
Well, I called you originally and said, hey, man, I know you've been doing a lot of shows and like I said, this Melly Mel grew up with, and I don't like to put gangs on people, but I knew he grew up in the Santana Block Crip area. I'll just say that, for lack of a better word. But this dude, he knows Pirus, Blood, Crips, and Mexicans, right? Guys that are active in LA County gang.
Went to school with him, lived next door to him. So, yeah, I've been around him. Way before even gangbanging started.
So, there's a document. I sent you, and I know it was late last night, and I know you probably haven't got a chance to review it, right? But John just asked me a question.
I had a chance to touch on it.
Okay.
Let me say this, Reggie.
Okay.
Once I started reading it, I was astounded. The reason why is because I never seen somebody that goes so far with I understand his position, trying to maneuver and wiggle out of something, but for him to just throw all the names in there the way he did, I'm perplexed. I don't know why.
And this was in 98. They don't even have a case in him. He's in jail, Melly Mel, when he giving the statement. He already just sat behind walls when he giving the statement.
Yeah, that makes it even worse.
Yes.
None of this stuff is ever, it's not supposed to be carried out that way. Whatever you decide to do, whether you're on the bad or good side, just let your entry be by the gate and truth and honor, and likewise, let your exit be by the gate and truth and honor.
This was the time that you bragged about. It just came to mind, being in jail with him.
Yeah, I was 1989, man.
Yeah.
He bought.
Oh no, then it wasn't. It wasn't okay, because this was 98. So my apologies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 89. I was in jail with him, and he bought up about 5 chicks, man.
Yeah, I remember that story.
I was like, wow. I said, Keefe D, moving. But yeah, I didn't get to MDCLA until 2001, and I think he was already. Whatever happened with him was already happening.
Yeah. So anyway, I told the people I'm going to do it. I know I'm not going to make you do it. I'm just going to say some names and that he mentioned in this document. I'm going to post it in the comment section again today. You guys can go and review it. But Keefe D, our brother Keefe D, he implicated, as John even said, he denied being any type of member or the leader of the Southside Compton Crips, which is kind of true. Let me just say this. I understand where he was going with it because, as I always told y'all, he got mad at me when I said it on an interview where I said there were D-boys, which y'all know that we just call them, drug dealers or whatever, or shot callers, or not shot callers, connect or whatever. But D-boy is the term that's known nationwide. And then they're gang members or gang guys that are active. Darnell Brim, I'm not one to say they had leaders because not too many LA gangs had leaders. Had shot callers, but you have a bunch of them in there. But we didn't have that hierarchy in the LA County, like maybe only the main streets did that. I know they used to do all of that military or stuff, but I didn't know too many gangs that would be saying they the head guy, because Gangster and Turtle from even Melly Mel side, Gangster would say he was one at one time, and then Melly Mel would tell me it was Turtle, for my experience.
Let me say this though,
okay.
Reggie. Not to cut you off. Let me say this. Most gangs are not what we call orthodox.
Correct.
They're not organized in a way to where they have tiers and leadership.
Correct.
They're not designed that way. They ever built that way. Originally, there was 2 or 3 people that started it, and then the rest kind of like what it was, and they followed it, right? And people can look at these individuals and say, hey, that's the OG. The OG is a person that originates something, that creates something from nothing.
Okay.
That is what the definition of an OG. He is the original creator. All these other people are replicas, prototypes, and people that just use the word. But an OG is something that's earned, not given.
Gotcha.
When it comes to people saying this person was a leader, I know Brim. Brim is an outstanding guy. I've never seen him like that. I don't know where that come from, but he's a leader himself. I know he's been that, but as far as Keefe D is an habitual liar. He's incriminating people and throwing people under the bus because he's whining and crying and trying to get from under whatever he's trying to get from under. And as to that, I don't see, how he what he's doing, because I seen in the same paperwork, right? I seen it said Santana Block. I'm like, wow, where did that come from? Then I see another friend of mine, Ezel. Yeah. I had to tell him his name was in there.
Yeah.
He wasn't happy about it.
Yeah.
So when you see these people making these broad accusations like that, they're wiggling and they squirming. It's like he mouth out bail, man. He's trying to apply the mouth out bail instead of bailing out the right way.
Yeah. And this was in 98 when he already in custody. They don't even have the Sherm case where he ended up laying it all out. I want people to really understand this is not 2008. This is in 98 that he's doing all of this. His motive, I don't know. Where he get it from. But just to get back with where I was going with about Darnell and then Keefe, is there were two different sides of Southside Compton Crips. Where you had the guys that were on Burr Street that were mainly just D-boys. They just was the bag and all of that. Darnell, Brim and them, they were different. How to say that? Goon and my boy that was in the wheelchair. I can't think of his name right now. I ain't gonna say too many names. Little Spanky, shout out Little Spanky, man. This nigga, Noel, man, you doing a great thing. I'll be watching you on your ministry, on your channel, on your Facebook channel and stuff. Love what you're doing out there, Spanky. Keep up the good work, brother. But it was people like that back in when I was a cop on the streets in the 90s that were different than what Keefe D and them. That's what I always said. I always told you, I didn't really know Keefe D. He even throw feet. He even throw feet under the bus. When I even said in there that it was Finks, stuff that got taken.
Well, you know the old saying, a fool and his money shall soon depart. So Keefe D wrote this book and exaggerated. The man claimed he was making $40 million a month, which I know is a lot. He claimed to make you do this and do that. So everything about him has been just an incredible array of lies. So this is what happened in everybody's neighborhood. There's guys that come up in the drug game that, because of money and drugs, they have a say-so. Or people will listen to them based on whatever they're trying to get out of them and not necessarily following them or anything, but they kind of give them a little leeway. So you do have that. But as far as leaders, from 69 to 74, 75, you probably could have made that argument. But anything beyond that, you can't make that argument.
Correct.
About leaders.
Yes. Okay. So, John, that answers your question from a guy that I would consider an expert. I know he don't like to be compared, but I tell you, for Compton and Watt stuff, I know a lot of y'all, and this is where I first heard one of his first segments from, was over there with Cal Mack. But I know a lot of y'all on YouTube give Cal Mack the credit, but I'm telling y'all give my guy, Professor Melly Mel, a chance, and y'all be like, okay, this brother is too deep. Now, all you kids, you guys that not really don't like big words and all of that, y'all better leave Melly Mel alone because he really do live up to that word professor. But all due respect to Melly Mel, I didn't mean to bring him in on Reggie Wright bullshit, as far as exposing Keefe and his snitching. And I'm telling y'all, these names that are mentioned in there, I ain't gonna call out these brothers' names while Melly Mel on the phone because they take offense to it. But y'all check out the document that's below and y'all read it. But I sandbagged Melly Mel because he really came on here to do a show with me, and that'll be on tomorrow's episode about this guy that he did a lot of episodes with on his YouTube channel.
King Babalui, man, my God, man. Up until his last days, man, I was communicating with him and talking to him, did a lot of video with him.
But we're going to talk about that tomorrow, Melly. I ain't going to give it all to him today. We're going to do that on tomorrow's segment.
I appreciate you, Reggie. And I am going through everything, and I will be doing my reaction.
Great. And you have peace for the day. Melly Mel will be back for us later on this week.